Look what she does.
1943, in the state that you represent, in Florida, a young man named Willie James Howard, who was 15 years old, was lynched. During Christmas of 1943, Willie Howard sent cards to all of his coworkers at the Van Priest dime store in Live Oak, Florida. Unlike the other cards, Willie's card to Cynthia Goff, a white store employee, revealed a youthful crush. His greeting expressed hope that white people would someday like black people and concluded, "I love your name, I love your voice. For SH, sweetheart, you are my choice." After reading the card, Cynthia's father, Phil Goff, brought two friends to the Howard home and demanded to see Willie. Despite his mother's pleading, the men dragged Willie away and then kidnapped Willie's father, James Howard, from work. The men drove the two Howards, I should say, to the embankment of the Suwannee River, bound Willie's hands and feet, stood him at the edge of the water, and told him to either jump or be shot. Willie jumped into the cold water below and drowned while his father was forced to watch at gunpoint. Willie's dead body was pulled from the river the next day. You said that during the Jim Crow era, the importance of having a black man in the home was to protect his family and to protect his wife. I actually spoke with somebody who lived through Jim Crow. Her name is Merle Evers Williams. And Merle...
Is that not a true statement? Is that not a true statement that just having a man in the home is, I mean, that's a safe thing? You would want a man in the home, wouldn't you? Well,
quoted to me a man named Charles Silverman, who wrote in in Crisis in Black and White, that in 1890, the year that the Mississippi Constitution was written, the policy of crushing out the manhood of the Negro citizens was to be carried out with success. So the man in the home during Jim Crow had no rights, could not protect his wife from rape, could not protect his son from lynching. So again, why would you quote that era and say that at that time, the family all being in the home together was something we should think of as a good thing?
Well, first of all, Joy, the story you bring up and you're bringing up is a tragedy, one of the great tragedies of the Jim Crow era. This is why those policies were they were disgusting and distasteful. All I was talking about, Joy,
what was the benefit of a man in the family? Again, sir, I'm sorry, Joy, I let you talk for a long time. Sorry, I only talk over you. You've gotten a chance to speak a lot, Congressman. You're going to answer my question now and not filibuster. This is the question you want. This is the question you need to answer.
That's what I'm trying to answer.
You see what I'm saying? You see how they try to do? See, he's trying to answer the question and he's saying, hey, listen, he said this through this whole interview at 10 minutes. I was talking about the black family, not talking about Jim Crow specifically. She brings up like you said, a tragic story. Obviously it happened. It was incredibly disgusting. And they use that particular talking point to try to pin against him and say, well, you said Jim Crow this is what happened during Jim Crow. That man never said that he supported it. He never said he supported it. And then you're trying to act like he doesn't know his history of Jim Crow or during that era. I don't like how these news stations try to pin things on someone when the man clearly played a video from his own mouth and said that during that time that black families were more together. They were married. And what he's saying is that how important it is to have a black man in the home. Is that not what we say just in general in the community? And now this lady, Joy Reid, is trying to say, no. I want you to talk about the story that I just said that is super dramatic and super unrelated to what you're saying, because this is what happened during Jim Crow. That's like saying in the year 2024, it was a great year for me. And then you say, man, 2024 was the worst year for me. I got robbed. So are you trying to say I'm supposed to enjoy 2024 even though I got robbed? Wait, I never said anything about 2024 and robbery and nothing else. I just said that it was a good year for me. But if you want to twist this story, you can. That's exactly what she just did.
That's what I'm trying to answer, Joy.
Give me a second. Take a breath. Take a breath. If a black man could not protect...
I can't stand this lady.
It's my show. If a black man, a black father, could not protect his wife, his son, or himself from lynching and violence, how is him being in the home mean that that is an era that was better for the black family, or that we should think of as a good thing?
How is not having a father in the home not a good thing at all? So women should just not have fathers, right? Women should just not be married anymore, right? That's what you're saying, Joy Reid. That even during that time, the man couldn't protect them. The man couldn't protect his family. The man could still protect their family. Having a man, you still would want one. This lady sounds insane.
First of all, Joy, I never said that it was better for Black people in Jim Crow. I have never said that. And even my own words say that. If you're talking about the importance of Black fathers in the home, or frankly, all fathers in the home, it is always for the betterment of children, to have leadership, yes, for safety. So having two people in the home to help provide the economic needs for those children so the family can succeed. That is a wonderful thing. We should always get back to that, not to Jim Crow. And this is the point of the gaslighting and the lying that is occurring with what I said. Don't try to impose the fact that the marriage rates were better in the higher, I want to be clear, higher in the Jim Crow era to mean that I think Jim Crow is great. That is a lie. That is gaslighting. I would never say such a thing, which is why the Jim Crow era was destructive of Black people.
You brought it up. You're the one.
He didn't bring up the history of Jim Crow. He stated that Black families were more together during that era, during that time. But you see what she said? You brought up Jim Crow. You brought it up. What she's saying is that you said the words. You just said the words. And because you said the words, we can now take this and flip it and then say that, hey, bro, you said this, even though you didn't say this. And now look how hung up she is on it. You brought up Jim Crow. She's so happy that he brought it up. He just said the words, lady. He didn't even say that he supported. Look at her face.
I would never say such a thing, which is why the Jim Crow era was destructive of Black people.
You brought it up. You're the one who brought it up.
Kindergarten? Like, is this kindergarten? Like, this lady is in elementary, man, with this debate stuff, man. She's not even talking about anything that's of relevance. She's like, you brought up Jim Crow. You brought it up. No, he brought it up. That was a relevant point. You're bringing it up to try to make a point and try to spin it and make it seem like he's a racist Black man. Come on, man. Y'all got to come better than that. Y'all MSNBC and CNN, y'all got to come better than that, man. Y'all trying to pin this on this man. This man is an intelligent man. He seems to really know what he's talking about when it comes to the history. And he made a point. He just made a point. But y'all wanted to take this, and I swear this is what I don't like when it comes to politics, is this race. It always comes down to race. And sometimes it has no relevance to the topic. This lady, Joy Reid, in CNN, the comment that I seen from the lady named Abby from CNN, it had no relevance to what he actually said in that video. But because he said the words Jim Crow, everyone gets emotional and says, well, Jim Crow, that was segregation and Black people were lynched and blah, 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 blah. And isn't that? But did you listen to what that man just said? Because you didn't. And this is why it's hard for people to understand when they start talking about Trump and Biden and they start talking about all these things. He's racist. He's this and that. And it's like, can we talk about policy? And we can never talk about policy because people are just way too emotional about one candidate or the other. Like straight up. And then sometimes when you bust out the facts on something, they don't want to hear it and they want to go to a talking point that they just didn't agree with. I'm over this, man. That man did not say anything good about Jim Crow. He stated that Black people were more together during that time. He's talking about the importance of Black folks being together and why the marriage rate has declined since then, which it has been a problem. Have you seen how many of these women are out here having babies on babies? They don't know who their baby daddies are. The Black men and women are not getting married at such a high rate. This is a problem. When you look in other cultures, they're getting married. They are procreating. They are keeping their culture, values, morals, and everything together, and they are growing. They are together. The black community is starting to do this, that we are dividing. This man is talking about how important it is for us to be together. And all of a sudden, we get somebody who talks like that, and then you want to bring up one little thing in one word, and you want to twist it. This is why I don't just watch CNN and I don't just watch Fox News. When I want to hear a clip, I like to hear it in its entirety. I don't just want to hear the sound bite because the sound bites sometimes don't make sense. And a lot of times when you start hearing the full context of a story, because somebody just brought this up 2 weeks ago and said, yeah, that one guy that said something about Jim Crow, and I didn't hear the video. because I didn't look into it. So I told him, I said, listen, I don't know what he said because I never looked into it. I happened to take some time today and I've watched the video 4 times and I watched it in longer length. And I said, what is it that he just said wrong? Like, I said, he never said nothing about Jim Crow being a good thing. But when it was brought to me a couple weeks ago, I never seen the video. I just heard somebody talk about it from a talking point standpoint. And I was like, well, I never seen it. I don't know. Because I'm not going to talk about something I don't know. And then when I seen the video and what actually came out of his mouth and then the interviews, I'm like, bro, y'all tripping. Y'all just don't want him. Y'all just want to discredit him. And that's why I think Trump should pick him. Trump should pick him because then the racist comment goes away. Then you got a young black man that has some sense and he's a great example of what black people should do and black fathers. And then boom, now you got a great candidate. All right. That's all I got to say about Byron Donalds. All right, so let me end this off, man.